and of course you're a unique person, so you have a unique style. How would you describe your style as a trainer? Because you have been influenced from many people, but still you have something unique yourself as well. How would you depict that?
Yeah, you know, you mentioned I wrote many books. I wrote 2 by now, so it's not many, but I'm busy with my 3rd book. I think my unique style is that I do have a lot of NLP books, but I haven't read that many books. I've read, of course, Structure of Magic, and I've basically read Essence of NLP of Jaap Holland and Lucas Deng. But my way of learning is through daily practice, and by attending as many workshops as I did, I just really got it into the muscle. So that's one of my way of learning as a trainer. But in terms of teaching, I think I'm a pretty open, transparent person, and I'm willing to share my own experiences, how I did NLP, how I applied NLP into my own life, into my practice. So does that make me unique? Yeah.
Yes.
And I love people, you know, I really love people, and I love people to get them to trust themselves and to trust their potential and to grow. That's what I like to do.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you apply NLP on yourself and you practice it. How did NLP help you during your life after you got it, in touch with it, started to learn from it, teach it? How did it help you?
Well, if you ask me that, you know, there's one specific example I always say, like, you know, that was so much worth to have learned NLP, because at one point there was the friend of my son. He was severely ill, and he was terminally ill of cancer. And when he heard that, and his first saying was, you know, if I'm going to die, I want to enjoy life, which I found was a pretty big thing to say. And I was really, you know, I was really listening to those words and feeling those words, and I was going, oh my God, that's a good thing to do, you know, if you're going to die, enjoy life and take life by the moment. And but when I got home after hearing that news and having to tell that news to my son, who were really best friends, I was overwhelmed by sadness. And at that time, I did a core transformation process on myself. So I just, you know, I communicated with that part, and I asked myself, what's the value beyond that, and the value beyond that, and the value beyond that. And when I basically came to the same value as the little friend had, like enjoy life. And then I made a metaphor out of that. So, and I could be present with my son as well as his friend from that core state. And so that's one example. I'm really, really grateful for NLP and being able to apply it on myself.
Yeah. And you apply NLP in more areas of your life? For example, business or relationships, or, you know, on yourself? Do you do that as well? Yeah.
Well, you know, when I just started NLP, I came home and I was full of energy. But my husband, boy, didn't like me to apply NLP on him. So that was basically to save our marriage. I didn't do that. But, you know, now after about 25 years, you know, he's been influenced by NLP as well, because it's a part of you. So you still, you know, you influence people by it, but not on a conscious way, but more in an unconscious, a more, you know, gradual and covert way. Yeah. So I apply it in relationships, yes, for sure, and also in trainings. I think I am very good in taking the presuppositions as a trainer. So if something goes in a way that I go like, oh, okay, it shouldn't have gone like there, it should have been that way, I go like, okay, the meaning of my response, you know, that the meaning of my communication is the response I get. So I immediately go like, okay, this is feedback, this is no failure, and okay, I've got the resources. So I get into that mode and then back into the interaction with the group as well. And then I do just, I do this same scene over again, but then in a proper way.
Yeah.
So to install that new experience into the group as well. And so that's how I apply it to my own trainings as well.
Yeah.